To make your ghee, you're going to need several things. First of all, you're going to need to get some butter. And I like to use the Kerrygold brand, okay? You can get and use anything that you want. I just prefer to use this. I try to buy higher quality butters, you know, things that are organic and whatnot. So you're going to need some butter, and this is the finished product right here. You're going to need a jar. Now this one, you know, it's just little pint jars. Those seem to be working well for me. A bowl with a strainer. And then in addition, I've got this is for scraping out this bowl whenever we get it done. And this is for heating up and stirring the butter. And it takes approximately 15 minutes to do this. Now let me just show you my ghee. You can see here, it's pretty solid. Now I've had this one sitting out on the counter. You can put it in the refrigerator, but when you do that, it gets a little bit hard, so you have to kind of let it sit out for a minute and in order to like use it on toast or something like that for spreading. But it can range in various of colors. You see there at the very bottom. So that was some milk solids that I didn't totally get out of it the last time that I made it. But anyway, so I'm going to show you what to do here. So we're going to go over here to my stove, and you can see I've already got 2 of these in here. And I'm going to turn my stove on. So what we want to do is we want to turn it on about a medium heat. And we want it to slowly melt the butter. We don't want to do it too fast, and we don't want to do it too slow, or we'll be here for a very, very long time. Usually it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get your butter melted down to where it's ready for you to just strain it and then transfer it into the jar. You're going to want to stir it while it's cooking. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. And I'm not going to make you watch me do this for 15 minutes. I will end up flashing this forward so that we have a time lapse. Start to see now, it's starting to get a little frothy. See that? And that's what we want. And you can hear it, it's starting to bubble a little bit more. So this is starting to cause the separation of the milk fats and the milk solids. Another thing to note about your ghee is that whether you buy salted butter or unsalted butter, it's going to come out not salty. Because that salt also settles into the bottom of the pan. So you can see we're getting real frothy here. And what we're looking for this to do is to start to settle into the bottom of the pan. All of this white frothy will start to go away here in just a little bit. Look at that. So you see how it's all going down to the bottom. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. Make sure I'm cutting it down to about low. And just to make sure that it's all separating. And that we've got all of that. Now, if you cook it a little longer and it gets a little browner, it's just going to have a little bit more of a nuttier type flavor to it. You see, we still have a little bit more of those milk solids kind of bubbling up there. We're almost there. Can you see how it's starting to get the separation? It's better when you're in person, I guess, to see it, but you can see where the milk solids are starting to settle down to the bottom of the pan. Okay, you can see this is really a lot clearer as far as the separation goes now. And even though there's still some of this foam on the top, when I put it through the strainer, it is not going to go through. So we are ready to strain. It's not quite as easy to do this one person, but I'm just going to, you see I've got it in the strainer in another stainless steel bowl, and I'm just going to pour this over the strainer. See those milk fats that are in the bottom there of the pan? Okay. So there's a lot of that still left in here. We're not going to do anything with that, except for get rid of it. And then this might be a little warm if you're first pulling it out of there. So you can see how I got that much strained off of it right there. And we can always kind of scoop. Get some of that that slid over the side. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the more you can get there, the better. And so now we have our pan of clarified butter. Now you can see in the bottom there, there's still a little bit of milk solids. So when I'm gonna let this settle for just a little bit, and then once it's settled, I will strain it one more time as I pour it into this jar, and then just seal it up, and it will be just like this. And like I said, you can see how some of those solids that may remain go to the bottom, and then you just won't use those. But you can use your ghee like this as any type of cooking. Put your eggs in it, you know, if you're cooking eggs, or, you know, if you're stir frying or whatever, you can use your ghee. It's great on toast. Anything that you would basically use butter for is what you're going to use your ghee for. So I hope that helps you. It can help you save a lot of money, and you guys have a great day. Thanks.